Welcome. You're listening to The Aligned Self, Conversations in Creating a Conscious and Abundant Life. This is Daniel Denovi. I'll be your guide and host. Let's see just where we can take this. Hello, friend, and welcome into the conversation. Yesterday was interesting for me. I've been toying around with the idea of doing a podcast episode on probable selves and probable realities, the multiverse, integrating ideas from quantum physics such as superposition, entanglement, the observer effect, and like I said, most specifically, the idea of the multiverse, that the quantum field is rife with possibility, that any decision, any possibility is actually present in multiple timelines, multiple universes. And hence, your personality, your self-identity is also one of many infinite possibilities to select from. Now, like I said, I've been toying with the idea, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm not yet ready to sit down and actually record it. I will soon, but I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do a podcast episode or a YouTube video. I'm not sure which venue will actually be the best to present this material. Now, if you're new to the podcast, you may not realize that I have a depth and breadth of material, a depth and breadth of experience, spiritual experience, practical experience. I like to say that I operate at the intersection of the practical and the mystical. And this topic on the multiverse and probable selves, probable realities, multiple timelines is definitely more in the esoteric realm of conversation. So you might be asking, Daniel, since you actually haven't recorded the episode, why are you talking about it? Well, yesterday morning, I was practicing meditating, jumping timelines, quantum jumping, accessing probable realities. I mean, if I'm going to talk about it, I actually have to experiment with it, right? Now, I have shared in previous episodes how I avoided an accident, a deadly accident, by accessing a probable reality, a probable future. But I have to admit, I haven't done a lot with it since. And so I was diving in yesterday. And so while I was meditating, it never felt like anything really significant was happening. After my meditation, I felt slightly different. I felt odd. Now, at that time, I was not present to the fact that I completely forgot about a client appointment, which I never do. I wasn't even aware of it until my client texted me and said, "Oh my God, I messed up the timing for our appointment." I was thinking it was 12:15 Eastern Time when it was actually 12:15 Central Time. I missed our appointment. I replied, "This is also my mistake, I think. I completely missed this. The weird and interesting thing is I've been meditating today, playing with timelines in multiple dimensions of self. I may have created a glitch in the matrix." Smiley face. "We'll reschedule. No worries. I'll take full responsibility. I apologize for the mix-up." And my client texted back completely gracious, said, "Not at all. I guess our meeting was meant to happen at another time. I'll go back into the link you sent and choose another time. We'll be looking forward to talking with you." I said, "Thumbs up. Thank you. That will work." Well, after that text exchange, I got very thirsty, extremely thirsty, like I hadn't had water in a week. And I went downstairs to refill my water glass and told my wife, "I feel extremely tired. I don't know what came over me." And then I told her about the glitch in the matrix and what I was doing earlier that day. She said, "It sounds like you've jumped timelines." And that statement might make more sense once I actually do the podcast episode on multiple timelines and parallel universes and yada, yada, yada. So I come back upstairs in my office intending to work, but I can't focus. I'm so tired I can barely keep my head up. Well, I did different things to access a higher vibrational state and kept trying to shift my energy, but it kept falling away. I just couldn't maintain it. And I sat in my chair and I started meditating a little bit. Next thing I know, I'm falling asleep. I was thinking if I sat and meditated for a little bit, maybe I could regain some energy and actually get some work done. You know, it was a work day, so I needed to get some work done. Well, after I realized that my head had flopped forward like a rag doll, I woke up and looked around, and I said to myself, you just need to call time. And it was then when I heard a voice in the back of my head, that still small voice. Yes, it's okay to call a mulligan. Now, what's interesting about that, and I don't know if you know what a mulligan is, but I haven't used that term since I was a kid when we would play basketball. Now, taking a mulligan is typically a golf term, typically among friendly golfers or a casual golf game. When you have a bad shot, you can declare a mulligan. You can take a mulligan and do the shot over. Now, I've only played golf once, and I've never used the term mulligan, but I would use it playing basketball, typically when we were playing a game of pig or horse, or which the home court rules that if you have a bad shot, you can call a mulligan and take a do-over, a repeat. So that's what I did. I was being gentle with myself. I could have been a slave driver, and I have often done that, but I realize that that is short-sighted and doesn't have long-term benefits, and typically the work that I do when I'm forcing myself to work is not as high a quality as if I'm in the flow. So I called it a day. I stopped about 3 o'clock yesterday, taking a mulligan. I went outside and grounded and did a couple things out there. It was extremely hot. It's over 100 degrees here in Texas right now. But I kind of putzed around the house downstairs until about 5:30 when my wife had dinner. She made chicken curry, which was delicious. But after dinner, I said to her that I needed to lay down on the couch and just, close my eyes for a minute. And she made a comment that that was going to be put on my tombstone, just resting my eyes. By this time, it was 6:30, and she said, well, if you're going to sleep on the couch, why don't you just go upstairs and call it a night? And through groggy eyes, I agreed. I said, I'm going to go upstairs. I might watch some TV or just hang out in the bedroom, but I'm going up there for the evening. Now, I basically slept from 6:30 to 4:30 in the morning, but I did get up from time to time. And I remember having very vivid dreams, more vivid than I usually remember. It seemed like I was dreaming the entire night, although I could not remember any of them. I remembered one, and it's boring. I'm not going to recount it. But when I did get up at 4:30, I was full of energy. I felt 1,000% better. And I proceeded to get dressed and head off to the gym. Had a great workout, hit the sauna, hot tub, shower, made my way home. But the interesting aspect of this is that I began being flooded with new ideas. While I was working out and afterwards in the shower and the sauna, I began being flooded with new ideas, stimulating ideas that I couldn't wait to nail down to paper or record on my voice recorder. So that was somewhat of a long story to say, something happened yesterday. I don't know exactly what, and I'm going to reflect on it and look closer at what the meditation was about, and maybe if I can document some stuff around the meditation, maybe be more intentional about the meditation. But to be truthful, it's really not hard to make a quantum jump. It's not hard to step into a new reality. Now, I realize this begs a deeper explanation, and I will get to that down the road. But if you're intrigued at all, then I hope you look forward. I hope you subscribe to the podcast if you haven't yet subscribed, because this episode will be coming out fairly soon. In fact, I might even decide to do it for the 400th episode. Shouldn't I do something special for the 400th episode? We'll see. Well, until next time, this is your friend and host, Daniel Danovi, giving you permission to call a mulligan from time to time and begin again the next day. Live your life from inner signals, be inner directed as you engage in the epic adventure.